well, why don't you try to rob a poker game and then tell me if you're the greatest to ever do it?
So from the mob, not that stupid.
Well, maybe if you just kill everybody in the room softly.
Just do it.
Just do it soft. Just really soft.
Although guns aren't very soft.
Especially
You need
not
a silencer
sawed-off shotguns. It's about as loud as you're going to get.
Mm.
That which they never fired
They didn't.
those, which was good.
It's good because the cameraman would have gotten probably shot in the
Oh,
spray.
all
with-
the extras would like the lighting guy just
The
falls off a
director.
ladder.
Yeah, see, they don't tell you being the cameraman in a mob movie is the
It's
most
dangerous.
dangerous.
You
get-
accidentally. shoots
Yeah,
at a
you
thing.
get guns pointed at you all the time. People are yelling at you. It's not nice. It's not a good job to have. Can you imagine? He's just like, put your fucking money on the table. Oh shit!
Oh, no.
Bob. Shit, I killed Bob.
Who's gonna film now?
Was he-
Aw,
Please tell me he wasn't in the union. This is gonna get expensive.
All right,
Do
who's
we have
gonna
insurance for the crew?
who's gonna call his wife?
oh God.
Again, Bob didn't have a wife.
Oh wait, he signed the waiver though, right?
All right,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah. What?
You can't just fucking I'm just about to talk and you just squeak into the mic.
Oh, sorry. After you.
Welcome back, everyone, to Every Film in the Book. We watched a movie and we're gonna talk about it.
I'm trying really hard not to squeak again.
Do the squeak. Do
Put
it.
all
Go
of
ahead.
that in. Put it all in.
Go ahead.
Welcome.
Do the squeak again, Steve. Do it. Okay, thank you.
Oh my God, we are giggly today.
Oh.
It is a late Sunday, and
Yeah.
we watched a movie about
About
mobsters.
Yeah, and people died.
spoiler alert.
Our tone is not going to match
It's
the
not
film
matching
at all.
Not at all.
It's
We're
not going to
just
match the film.
giggly.
What
and
what
just
was
in a
this
mood.
called again?
Killing
them softly.
Killing them
Yes,
softly.
Killing them softly.
Which we just need to put it out there. This is actually the second time that we are
Yeah,
attempting
all right.
to record this episode because back in 2021,
Oh my god!
2022.
This was originally
Yeah, you-
episode 9.
You guys
Wow.
made me wait so long for one of my favorite movies, and I'll never forgive you for it.
So this was supposed to be episode 9, but during that time we were working with some cheap equipment and the sound did not record properly.
Yeah,
One of the few production issues we have,
Yeah.
because we really haven't
Well,
had that
like,
many problems.
Yeah, and you always hear about podcasters will be like, "Oh my god, I lost the audio or I lost this." I'm like, "Nah, my shit just sucked." It just
we didn't
work.
lose it. It just sounded like there was a.
Yeah, I'll put it out. Instead of what we're recording right now, I'm gonna put that one out, and I'm just gonna drive you all insane.
But at that point we were also much less comfortable talking.
And I think we only
being
had the
on a
one
podcast.
mic.
Yeah, we were
at
sharing a
that
mic.
point.
Yeah, I think that was still the mono mic.
Yeah, we were all like huddled over one microphone.
Yeah. Oh, if only we had face cam back then. Just see us all like.
leaning
Huddled
into the
in,
microphone.
yeah.
Anytime we talk, we would just like
It would
Lean
be constantly me
forward.
like. Because we had one set of headphones. So I'm
yeah,
like,
Which
yeah, only Steve could hear.
over the years, I've actually been surprised how little of this I do. Like I don't do this very often, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah, because you can actually hear yourself.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
boy, do I love to hear myself talk.
So yeah, we've had some upgrades since then.
yeah, so hopefully this audio doesn't mess up, and you can actually hear our opinions on
Can you
Killing Them
imagine
Softly.
we lose this whole episode?
It's just a cursed movie.
It would be funny.
We'll never cover this
And then
again.
2028, Welcome back, guys. Guess what we're attempting? Number 3.
We're finally on episode 204, and it's Killing Them Softly Part 3.
I gotta say, I didn't really remember this movie too much, but now that I've seen it a second time, I'm not sure you could get me to watch it a third time.
After twice was the charm.
Yeah, I think twice was the max for me. It's a mob movie, you know?
Yeah, it's a downer, and everybody's gross.
Yeah.
But there's something
everybody's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
they really lean into that with how the characters are talking.
Oh my
and
God,
the
like,
things they're doing.
I swear they brought James Gandolfini in for this just to be disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
you're normally like a clean cut like mobster. You're
Well,
gonna be a
that's-
degenerate.
So, I like mob movies. They're, I don't know. It's probably my favorite genre of film.
Oh yeah, I could definitely tell that.
And James Gandolfini, two of my favorite movies are mob movies. And it's not The Godfather, so shut the fuck up. The Godfather's not that good. Gee
I'm glad
whiz.
somebody's.
So it's
These
I
are
like
all
him,
opinions, folks. Relax.
but it's the truth. I like him when he plays these off norm because everybody knows him from The Sopranos.
Right.
And that's the well-dressed, he still has an issue, but he's still running the mob.
Yeah, he's like, give me the fucking gabagool.
Yeah, there's a lot of gabagool.
Yeah, where's the gabagool?
Gabagool.
You fucking ate all my gabagool?
So he plays a disgusting character in this one, and then in The Drop.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he plays just such like a worn out, like half pussy kind of.
Yeah, he does. He's not his like normal tough guy. Like
They stepped, you flinch, end of story, and he did. He
End of
flinched.
story.
But this is one of my favorites. It's raining the whole time.
I did say that.
It's raining
I was
the
like,
whole time.
I love a good rain scene.
Where are we in Seattle?
The fucking city that never is not wet.
It's not raining.
Never is not what.
That's the logo of Seattle. The city that is never not wet.
Yep, that's what's on the
Good.
sign
It's good.
at both ends of the state.
Yeah, it's on T-shirts too.
Yeah.
I've seen it at all the tourist shops.
Dark. It's a dark film with a dark story. It's a sad story. I love sad stories. You can't. There's really no good guys, bad guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of. It's just happening.
We're all
Right.
just scumbags.
They're all. Everybody's shitty in their own way, and you're not really rooting for anybody. You're not really rooting against anybody. You're just watching something happen.
Right.
And I think that's a really hard thing to do in movies because there has to be a point, there has to be a message, there has to be an end where the
Right.
good guy wins. I'm tired of the good guys winning. Most of the time, the good guys don't win, period.
It's true.
But a lot of movies, it's, the good guys win. Well, there's no good guys in this fucking movie
Yeah.
at all.
But I do like the almost like the nonchalance they have about everything. Like they're treating like beating a guy up like it's like a business meeting. They're like, all right, well, how much would you like him beat him up? Would you like
Right.
the number 4? Would you like the number 5?
And then the
how
guys,
about some kicking? Would you like kicking?
the guy's doing it. Before they get there, they're like, he's gonna make this hard on us. Oh my word!
Yeah.
With the crying and
Yeah,
the
it's
nonsense, he's
like-
gonna make
Like,
it
you're
hard on
beating
us.
somebody up. Of course they're gonna cry. Like, what are you talking
It's
about?
like they can't even be bothered to do their job. They're like, oh fuck, we gotta beat a guy up tonight.
Because it's probably Tuesday at 11 a.m. and they've got to go hit somebody.
Listen, my fucking wife is making the gabagool. Now I gotta go punch this guy. Why? I don't want to do this on my Tuesday.
Which is true. This all could, and it's one of these things that this whole story could have been avoided just by better choices from a few people.
Yeah.
And I like that aspect of films where you're like, this all because of that. That's some guy thought he had some smart idea to
Right.
knock over a mob run poker game, and then you get, which actually it isn't a long. It's $1.50 for the runtime.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
not
like
too
an
bad.
hour 37 or something.
Yeah.
So it's not a long movie, but they put a in my opinion, it's a good story. It's not the best story. It's just told in a way that's a little bit different, and for me, it keeps my attention.
Right.
I feel like, it feels very real. Like, it feels like you're actually watching something that would happen.
Right.
Not that I've ever experienced this in real life, but I can only imagine.
Coming off a 30-year mob career.
Allegedly.
Yeah, right.
Allegedly. Please say allegedly.
Not even
Allegedly,
30.
I've never had this happen. Allegedly.
But it feels like it's something that would be real because it's kind of mundane in areas,
yeah,
and
it's like they're treating it like it's an everyday situation for them. This is like going into the fucking office. Like, all right, I gotta take out 3 guys tonight. It's like, why? Well, I don't know. I just have to.
Sometimes you go to work and it's fucking raining.
Yeah. So sometimes the guy you're trying to sell like your wallet to is putting up a fight, so you gotta beat him up in an alleyway. You know, it's everyday stuff that they're showing us in this movie.
The other thing about this movie is that they keep talking about, like Dylan. I guess he's like
Dylan.
the mobster.
Dylan.
He's like the top mob.
Yeah.
guy.
Did they ever show Dylan? Did I miss Dylan?
Yeah.
Who's
So
Dylan?
in the flashback with the guy who robbed the game the first time,
Marky
Yeah, Marky.
Yeah, Marky.
with the eyeliner.
What's the
It
Ray
looks like he has-
Liotta?
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like he has
eyeliner
like
guy.
mascara on or something.
Yeah, all the
like,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's because he has mascara on.
He's got pretty eyes.
He does. It's too bad. Ray Liotta's one of my favorites.
He died too, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
he passed
God, they're all
away
dead.
a couple years ago,
Yeah.
I think.
Those around COVID times.
Well, it was, he passed away after Cocaine Bear.
Oh,
I think
he
that
was in
the-
Cocaine
I think
Bear.
that was the last film he was in, yeah.
I forgot about Cocaine Bear.
So, which is fine.
Oh my god.
So the
Couldn't finish Cocaine Bear.
You didn't
No,
no.
we got through what, like 20 minutes?
We're like,
and then
no.
we were
That's-
like, nah, I can't do two.
That's rare. That's rare for us to stop a movie.
Yeah. We sat through Zombievers 3 times. I cannot sit through Cocaine
First of all,
Bear.
Zombievers is a national treasure.
It is.
But this
Anyway.
the start of this film, there's a lot of emphasis put on how movies start, and I feel like most of the time when people go, "Oh, the movie started and it was crazy," it's like, okay, it was an action scene, okay, or a war film or something like that. But I like the start of this film, just because of the cuts in the audio. And
Yeah,
it's
like disorienting.
Yeah, it's you're just like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
And then there's something about almost showing you somebody's face. They don't, because it's a lot of feet and like torso, and then they introduce at this point you can only assume is going to be the main character.
Right.
And then Brad Pitt's on the poster, and they show you not Brad Pitt, so you're like, who the hell is this guy? It's like subverting
it's like,
again.
where the hell's my
Yeah.
Brad Pitt?
But that's one thing. This is a film. I'm not a big political commentary in a movie kind of guy, because normally there's like, the Democrats are bad, the Republicans are bad, this president sucked, this lady in the Senate was poo poo, like, and it's not one of those.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of politics throughout the film, because so it's set right before Obama gets elected,
Right.
after the economic crisis, when the economy was the only thing that they were talking about. And I was thinking about it earlier today. This is one of the movies that has politics in it that I was alive for and watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school when this happened.
Right.
So I remember these politics.
Right.
And most films are, with the Kennedys or the Clintons, or way back with like Abe Lincoln, you know what I mean? Just as far as movies go, there's only a few eras. There's a lot on Nixon and a lot on the Kennedys and Lincoln and Washington. There's a lot of films with those type of political figures in it, but not as much modern ones.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of strayed away from like talking about presidents much, and it's more of like a totally replaced character that maybe could be presumed is supposed to be this president, but then it's never specifically showing their faces. We were talking about the era that this movie was put out in, because the movie came out in what, 2012, 11?
2012.
212,
yeah.
But it's supposed to be about like the 2008.
Yeah, because
era
like,
of
well,
Obama.
and the whole economic crash or whatever is almost a character in itself throughout the movie, because
Yeah.
it's like a lot of these decisions that these characters are making are because of the state of the economy, and they can't make money. They got to do this, they got to do that, so they're like resorting to these like robberies and high stakes situations.
Which, to be fair, if you're a mobster, I feel like you're always a mobster, no matter how the economy
It's one of the.
But
That's literally what they say is one of. There's only a few things that are recession proof, and it's the mob.
Yeah.
And there's normally another one paired with that, but I can't think of it. There's two things
Casinos?
that are. Well, I don't know. They just make less money during a recession. But yeah, there's a couple different things that are recession proof, and one of them was always the mob.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
This is a pro mob podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, look us up.
100%. We support organized crime.
As long as it's organized.
Allegedly.
Unorganized,
I
I'm
don't
not a
support
fan.
anything allegedly.
Yeah, we definitely.
Did I cover my butt?
Right? Is that? It's just
Allegedly.
Just cut that.
Yeah.
Put it at the start of the episode. We're good.
Every time we curse, I just put in allegedly.
Allegedly. This is allegedly.
This is some bull allegedly.
So one of the other things I like is they've got some big names in this movie.
Yeah.
And they don't come in till 40 minutes into the film. I like the amount of time they spent with the shitty low level guys that are about to do like the stupid crime.
Yeah.
Because that's where the whole thing starts.
Mhm.
So it just makes sense for them to kind of
And it
zone in on that.
And so many movies that have crime in them don't show you the crime. That like you come in and it's like, I'm trying to solve the crime, or these are the effects after
Right.
this happened, and they just describe it throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Where they show you the whole thing, and
Like
then
the planning process.
Yep, they show you how it's planned, and then there's a difficulty with it because he gets his jail buddy.
Right.
Who can we talk about that character for a bit?
Well, hold on. Before you move on, I'm just glad it wasn't one of those fucking situations where it's like, it shows the characters all in one room, and they're like, okay, so step one, we're going to park in the opposite. And then it
and
cuts
they get the
to them
blueprint,
doing
they
it.
get the
Yeah.
map
Yeah,
out,
and it's like
smash cut.
Yeah, like I hate that when they're describing what they're about to do while showing me what they're doing. It's like one or the other, guys.
And then the music's always like dook tack dook dook tack dook.
It's like, first we'll enter in on the side alley.
So you're just describing the whole Ocean's franchise.
Yes. It's so frustrating. It's like
I knew what you meant.
It's like either show me them doing it or tell me the plan and then don't show me the thing at all.
Right.
And then just show me the aftermath of them with the fucking
and then
treasure.
you get the one line of, wow, glad everything went to plan.
It's like, whoa, that was a crazy thing that happened that we didn't show you.
But so Australian Dogman.
Yeah,
Australian Dogman.
That's how
Mr.
I'm
Ben
gonna call
Mendelsohn.
him.
So the two main characters of the heist, the guys that are, and then Squirrel is the guy that's setting it up. But
He's
then
the least squirreliest of all of them.
He's pretty.
Should have called him
unsquirrely.
Bear.
Yeah.
They
Right?
should have called him
Bear.
Blob.
Did you just call me Blob?
I
said Bob.
Bob. Just had to throw X-Men in my favorite movie podcast. Thanks, Steve.
Sorry.
So they are buddies from prison. They got out of prison, and they give the one character the chance to justify why he wants to do this job. So he's like, so I go down to the meeting. And they tell me they're hiring over in the, he names a town, and he goes, but it would take me an hour to get there, and so how the fuck am I supposed to get there at 4 p.m? A guy tells me to buy a car. Well, what the fuck do I need? What do I buy a fucking car with? What do you think I need the job for?
Friggin' knockoff Mark Wahlberg over here.
Oh my God,
Like-
yeah.
Who does it better than Mark Wahlberg?
All he needed to do was a couple of those, oh no,
Oh,
bro.
no, bro.
Oh, bro.
Oh, bro, see, we're going to knock over this card game, bro.
Honestly, I wish it was Mark
Oh my God.
Wahlberg instead.
It would have been such a great movie. All right, bros, everybody put your money on the table. Nobody will get hurt.
Oh, man, you better put your fucking hands up.
Oh, man, I swear to God, we're going to start knocking out all your teeth. Oh, we should just put Mark Wahlberg in a bunch of like famous movies. like
That's what AI should be used
Yes,
for.
Just inserting.
put him in The Godfather. Oh, bro, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding? You asked me
You
to
sure,
kill a
bro?
man? I don't know. What the hell, bro?
How do we always end up back
No,
at Mark
how does
Wahlberg?
how does Steve always end up at Mark Wahlberg?
Literally
Awful.
from what episode 2, The Departed, we've been coming back to Mark Wahlberg.
He's a recurring character on this
Yeah.
podcast. I love it.
Anyway,
This is awful. This is awful. It wouldn't have been cool if Mark Wahlberg was. The only cool part was he gets shot in the face.
Yeah, there you go.
He
You got to
would've got
you got to kill Mark Wahlberg
Finally,
halfway
he's
through
dead.
the movie.
I do like how he gets to explain like why he's like I need the money, and
Yeah.
in a recession a lot of people do stuff they normally don't do.
Yeah.
But they're already in prison, but that's why they were willing to hit a mob run
Right.
poker game, and because he knocked over his own poker game and then admitted to it later
that
like
was-
an absolute idiot.
That was honestly my favorite scene of the movie is when they go to see Marky the first time and they beat the shit out of him in his trailer and it just follows him
Yep.
through on the outside. He
In
gets
the door,
flung
out the window, back in the window, out the door,
It's like,
off
hey,
the deck.
It's like, Betty, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
I brought up there that must have been some like Foley sort of work where they're tumbling through the house. Like
Yeah.
obviously that was a lot of sounds are put in post. And I'm like, what sounds did they like? How did they make those noises?
I
They were
like-
just like pushing over like lamps and stuff.
I like to imagine they actually threw Ray Liotta through a bunch of
Well,
shit.
they'll pad somebody up and throw
Just toss
him
'em
throw him
around.
into stuff. Yeah.
When they put him through the window in the first thing, he's like, God, what the hell?
And I like those little things that because they're always having a conversation. There's always a
Yeah.
conversation
Somebody's
going on.
talking and it's always fast.
And he gets put through a window, and he's just like, "Why are you doing this?" As I'm coming back in through the broken window, this is nuts, guys. You're not even gonna say anything. You're just gonna beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
He gets just absolutely the short end of the stick
Oh,
through
yeah.
this
I
entire
feel so
movie.
bad.
He gets the shortest end of any stick.
Dude gets robbed and then accused of robbing himself for a second time, beat up, and then he gets just absolutely shot.
At least the last thing he saw was Brad Pitt's beautiful eyes.
Those
Yeah, I'd be
dreamy
all- I'd
eyes.
be
Good
all
thing
right
to go
with
out
that.
on.
I'd be
I'm
all
just
right.
saying. If I looked over, I'm like, oh, that's nice.
There's an angel.
Thank you for killing me softly, Brad.
It wasn't very soft.
No,
no,
but
that was very, very.
like,
Ooh.
and I just love Brad Pitt's attitude towards the whole situation. He's like, one, beating him up is a waste of time. We're gonna end up killing him anyway. So what's the point of beating him up? Like, you're putting him through all this unnecessary. Like,
Yep.
even the guy who kills people and beats people up for a living is like, all right, this seems
And
a little excessive.
I say this a lot. You cut the fat. He's trying to cut the fat in the movie. He's trying to cut the fat. He's like, do we really?
It's like, do we gotta spend 20
gotta
minutes
put-
on a beat up scene?
We got to put him through this. We're gonna kill him anyways. Oh, they're a little squeamish because of this, that, and the other thing. It's like, well, who's running stuff now?
Right.
And what's that actor's name who's always in the car?
Oh God, is it Bradley Whitford?
I just know
I'm
him
not
as
sure.
the dad from Step
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah, but
I think it's Bradley Whitford.
it's so funny because it's not his typical role of liaison from mob bosses to like crime family liaison to like worker like contract killers.
Yeah, I just
It's
love
just so
How do
funny.
you get that job? Is what I want to know.
He's got to be a really good accountant. I
Yeah,
think.
well, that's the
Yeah.
thing is I'm assuming he does some of the money management and some side tasks for some extra money on the side.
He probably makes a lot of money doing
He
that.
does fine. He 100% does fine, recession or not.
I just love. Can you not smoke in my car?
Another thing, like especially in that scene, like he kind of looks at him, and it's like 4, like 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, and then he lights it. There's a lot of space.
Yeah.
Like when the robbery actually, like that robbery, towards the end when the guys are leaving, you're like, you guys got to get out of
Yeah,
there. Like,
it's
you guys
getting a
have, you guys have been there forever. You guys
Yeah.
got to get out of there. This
Yeah,
is
right.
taken, and I think that's really cool for, a director and a storyteller to be able to go, we want the audience to,
Go.
come on. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's 12 affiliated guys in a room, and you just robbed.
Yeah.
Stop. Like,
Stop
don't make
staring
them,
at him.
It's like you only have 2 shots in that shotgun.
right? And
Like,
and
get out.
80% of those guys have guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he only had one shot in that shotgun because if he fired it,
Oh shit.
It probably would have set the other one off.
You told me to get you that. He's like, oh, I shoot this, everyone's fucking dead. The cameraman, the sound guy,
Right?
the second unit director,
the
I do
assistant director,
fucking Mark Wahlberg.
I do
he's watching from the sidelines, giving me accent tips.
No, bro, if you want to speak like you're from South Boston. Sorry.
It's good. It's good. We'll make it through this movie.
Yeah, whatever you were saying.
I like Ray Liotta's face when he opens that door and he's just like, oh, you can't be fucking serious.
Yeah, like while he's walking through the restaurant, you can just see it on his face like, oh, fuck, I'm dead. I'm so
Yep,
dead. I'm
he knows
so
it.
dead. He's like, maybe I can talk the smelly guy out of it, and then I could just kill the other. It's
I
like,
like
20
that.
versus
Yep.
1. Like, we'll be okay. But, like,
I'll take care of your friend.
Yeah.
Just go.
I got to be honest, Michael, if we were in that situation and the guy's like, don't worry, I'll take care of your friend, I'll be like, this will be funny. I'm just going to leave and see what happens.
This'll be fun.
11 minutes later, I come out covered head to toe in blood. Not funny, Steve. Not funny at all, Steve. That was way more effort than I wanted to
This
put
was
in.
my favorite shirt, and now it's ruined. Thanks, Steve. And I'm just sitting there laughing in the car.
I knew you'd be fine. I just wanted to razz you a little.
Just wanted to see if you could do
Steve,
it.
I had to commit felony 1 murder 14 times just to make your joke work.
It's a great punchline, though.
My word.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, no, and then like I just like Brad Pitt's role of like he's trying to kill a guy, but he's like, no, he knows me. It's too personal. I don't want to see this guy crying before I kill him.
Right?
Like
Killing people gets touchy-feely. It's like, well, yeah.
Not if you drive up next to them and take them out.
I was-
Like, that was pretty...
Yeah, I was
Done.
like, didn't he know Marky? So like, why did he have no problem killing Marky, but he didn't want to kill the other guy that apparently he knew? That
I don't think the other guy was supposed to be as accessible because he was either in his job or at his house. You know?
Oh, so you needed like an outside guy.
And
Okay.
originally someone else, James Gandolfini, was going to kill
Right.
him.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it's funny because there's no good guys and bad guys. So offering the because he doesn't want to kill the one guy, he goes, I'm going to fly in Mickey.
Right.
So he flies Mickey in, and Mickey's a mess. And I look from the start, like I think that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when they're at the bar
Oh, jeez.
and he's just treating that waiter like absolute garbage.
God.
And Brad Pitt's just sitting there like, he's an adult. This is what he's going to do. He's not here to have to make me feel good about being in a bar with him. He's here to
Right.
murder someone on my behalf. So if he's going to be an asshole, whatever.
Yeah, but he's like playing that typical person who's with an asshole. He's like, Mickey, Jesus, it's fine. No, the drinks are great.
The drinks
Yeah,
are fine.
yeah.
You're
Thank you.
good. You're good.
And-
And he's like, what? You didn't bring him another fucking beer? I'm drinking his beer. And he's like, I don't want another beer. Can we just talk about what we're trying to talk about?
Right. And then he downs a beer. I think he has 3 martinis.
Oh, he has 4 martinis. Yeah, and 3 beers while he's there.
And it's a 5-minute conversation. You're like, you just had 5 drinks.
He just
in
had
5
8
minutes.
drinks because those, a vodka martini, those are doubles at least.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
I
my
guess,
God.
I think he would have had them straight up with a twist.
Yeah.
A couple of olives.
It's like, I know what I can do. I've been drinking since before you left your father's cock.
Yeah, I think now's a good time. There's a lot of male genitalia references.
You could say
In this
vulgar
film.
language.
I forgot. It's one of my favorite movies, but every time I watch it, I'm just like, I forget how absolutely
Dude.
dirty these
Sometimes
guys
you
talk.
just go Jesus.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm like, dude, I don't want to know about James Gandolfini's sex habits or his fucking penis. Like
he
those
talks
are
about
two
his
things.
penis too much.
Yeah, I could go to my grave,
I
never thinking about those, and I would have a perfect life.
But as a guy, not even as a guy, as a person with a penis, we all know those erections where the extra skin under your eyes goes down so it can stretch out more.
What does that mean?
You got to have one to understand what he's talking about.
Michael,
That is the best description
I have had
ever.
a penis for 32 years. I have never once thought to myself,
It's pulling
man,
the
the
skin
bags under my eyes are gone because my dick is so hard.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest thought. Like, Jesus
I can
Christ.
relate to that. I've had some of those where, gee whiz, it's going to break.
Your eyeballs or your...
My dick is so hard, it's going to explode.
All right. I think your mother watches this podcast.
No,
Put a disclaimer on
she'd
this.
have turned it off at episode 1. I actually tell people that don't talk like me in my life not to watch our podcast.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
And
I
I've
just
had
don't bring it up.
I had one person like, hey, so somebody told me you had a podcast, and I was like, yeah, don't watch it. And they were like, why? I was like, you can give it a shot if you want. Just wear headphones. And then a
You say some shit.
couple weeks later, they're like, yeah, you hit some adult topics in that podcast. Yes, sir.
Yep.
We
did tell
watch
you.
adult films.
did
Not
tell
like
you.
that.
Welcome to every porn in the book.
That's a different podcast.
That's a
That's on our
different
Patreon.
one.
That'll be our
okay?
Patreon.
Yeah.
We'll do an active commentary to a full-on porn movie. It'll be
Do
an
it.
hour and a half of us being like, I like the way the penis went in.
Just like wiping your
And
forehead.
just-
like,
During that
Oh,
time,
Lord.
I'm gonna have an erection that pulls the skin from my eyes.
No, honestly, every time Gandolfini opened his mouth, I was like,
And that's
can,
the
can
point.
I see this guy die on screen?
That's the
Right.
point. That's the point.
Yeah,
Was they were
like-
just like, oh, this guy's talking. They gave him more lines. No.
like, I'll give it to him. Like, he played a convincing
yeah, he's good.
dude at the end of his rope who just
Yep.
doesn't care.
Because he was going back to jail, and I love how this guy with a 30-year career as an enforcer for the mob
Yeah.
gets busted on firearms charges, going with an older guy to hunt geese, and he had just purchased it. The gun had never been shot,
Yeah.
and he was going. So, and he's saying, if the guns aren't his, I'm doing time. And my wife pulled out the papers last time. She started seeing somebody while I was in the can. I can't blame her for it, but I didn't like the feeling it gave me in my nuts. Because it was pretty neat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing is you don't really feel bad for anybody. The only person I feel slightly bad for because he didn't talk much was Mikey.
Oh, Marky.
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 Marky. There's Mickey, there's Marky. Marky and Mickey.
And even
That's a
then,
good spin-off.
Marky and Mickey.
Marky and Mickey.
Tuesdays on CBS.
But yeah, like Marky just gets absolutely
Yeah.
beat up.
You feel bad for him.
Oh my God,
But-
poor dude.
He's a mob.
He did rob his. First of all, he's a criminal.
Yeah, he's obviously
Which-
done some bad things.
Allegedly, not a good career choice.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No taxes.
And 2, he did. The first game that got robbed was his idea.
Right.
That's dumb, Marky. That's stupid.
But I was just like, even the people that he admitted it to were just like, whatever. That's just Marky. And like they
everybody
let him
liked
go.
Marky, so
So,
they
like,
gave
it
him a
was
pass.
fine.
Yep.
But then like these assholes come out of nowhere, they rob him, and he's just like, fuck. There's my life. It's gone. Like now I'm gonna get beat up in the rain. And I'm gonna throw up on a guy's shoes, and then he's gonna kick me in the face. Like it's such a
Another thing with with just the human nature in this film is the first time the job's brought up, it's $30K. We're gonna split up like $30K.
yeah,
The second time it's brought up, we're gonna clear 50 easy.
right.
And then when Brad Pitt is they're sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And that's a great scene. They're sitting in the car, and he goes, it's like these guys want to go to jail.
Yeah.
He told this guy who he knows works for that guy,
Right.
who works for Dylan.
yeah.
So now everybody knows who did it, and they're going to take care of it. Now it's up to $100K.
Dude, but we were saying this was probably the most accurate. I mean, not that we've ever done heroin.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. This is probably the most accurate way of like depicting somebody doing this.
There's one other film that Train Spotting.
Yeah,
That's the other one.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up,
that's
too.
acclaimed for being an accurate depiction.
Yeah, because like just what's his name, Frankie, trying to talk to this guy, and he's like, dude, who the fuck did you tell?
And I love the
he's
the levels that
out.
they're out.
Yeah.
This guy's down, and the other guy's like, our lives are over, and you're doped out. And
it is interesting because it's one of the points where they take a really artistic direction with the filmography of it. They also do that later with some of the kills where everything goes in slow motion. Super cool.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's death is probably like
it's badass.
the coolest
Yeah.
fucking use of slow motion.
But this conversation starts where you almost don't think it's important because they're just talking about random stuff, and then you start piecing together like, oh, this is bad.
And then Frankie starts freaking
for
out, and
he works for
he
Dylan.
works for Dylan, and he's like, who?
And he's like, I didn't say shit.
Yeah, as he's like passing out.
Yeah, the drug addict didn't open his mouth. Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing with those two is that scene is very indicative to how they used their money.
Right.
So the next time we see whatever, he's not important. He dies.
Oh, Frankie?
Yeah.
Yeah, slick back hair guy?
Yeah. So he's got the hair done. He's picking him up. He's got the hair done. He's got a new car. He's got actual clothes on that look laundered recently. He doesn't look wet.
And covered in dirt.
Because that
Ben Mendelsohn is chronically wet in this movie.
And I like him. I like him as an actor, and he does it well.
Yeah.
But dude's got like butter. It's like they buttered him up for this movie.
And
It's
he's
hilarious.
in the same outfit the entire movie, and
it's over weeks.
Yeah, and he tells you that story of how he's in the car with all the dogs, and they're shitting and pissing and farting everywhere, and he's just covered in dog shit, and he's still wearing the clothes.
Well, I don't really know any clean heroin addicts, so I mean,
I don't know any heroin.
yeah, allegedly.
Just keep on saying it.
Yeah, a few people know me. None of them are heroin addicts, but a few people know me.
Few people know me.
Like Dylan. Dylan knows
But
me.
he buys an ounce of smack, and he's like telling him his grand plan, and it's so dumb because he thinks he came up with the greatest plan. He goes, when I get set, I'm gonna buy an ounce of smack. I got, and then I could get maybe 12 for that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be a dealer.
I'm going to get an ounce of smack and be a dealer. And then when he gets it, he can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to make more money off it because I'm going to step it once, and now I can make 25. But I'm not doing it anywhere from where I bought it. That's how you get in trouble. And, but I'm just like, this guy thinks this is such a great plan.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's just so stupid.
And I'm pretty sure you can't be addicted to the drug that you're dealing because that's just like dangerous.
Yeah,
that's
you
one
can't
of
get
the
high on your own supply.
That's one of Notorious B.I.G.'s 10 crack commandments.
Yeah.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah, I knew a few guys who got high on their own supply, and then they ran into some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you could learn something from Biggie.
Gonna get
Never keep your smack where you rest at.
Yeah. Also, file your taxes quarterly to avoid overpayments.
Underpayments.
Underpayments. There it is. I know words. But I mean,
that was the most of the movie, I think.
Yeah,
I mean
now we go around killing people.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That's good. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Allegedly.
Jeez, that was almost a problem. But no, like this movie and like the way the dialogue is kind of written, it almost reminds me of like one of those like Guy Ritchie kind of gangster movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's like dialed up to like 12 with like the vulgarity. Like Guy Ritchie will put like his English like curses in there. Like he'll say cunt every now and then. He'll say fuck. He'll say that. But
his
like
movies are a little more stylistic.
yeah. But like this one it felt gritty. It felt dirty, and like the characters just made you feel disgusting.
And again, the contrast between the mob accountant liaison guy, very well spoken, well dressed, nice car, didn't use a whole lot of harsh language. Then Brad Pitt doesn't he's not too vulgar. You know,
Yeah.
he deals with it,
Right.
but he's not bothered by it. But he also doesn't use it. But then the characters that are kind of like the lower, oh my word,
every other word,
it's cranked up like that.
It makes you feel like you need to take a shower after watching this movie.
It
So
does.
if you need to take a shower, watch this movie first.
It'll be the best shower of your life.
I wouldn't call it a popcorn movie. I would call it I need to shower after
I need to call
watching
my
this
mom
movie.
and tell her I love her.
Yeah.
I
one of those.
don't. What is it? This is billed as a action
It's like
drama,
a
crime drama or
crime
something like
drama,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of action. The few
Yeah.
moments
right.
where they
it wouldn't be action. Yeah.
Yeah, the few moments where they get those like hits are
like even
the
like
most
outside
action.
of Ray Liotta, like the hits are real quick. It's like in and out.
So one thing I will say about the sound in the movie is you kind of know you're in for a pay attention to how it sounds movie with the opening scene cutting, and then that political commentary fills in conversation breaks as they're walking somewhere, things like that. They walk by a TV and you can hear what's on the TV. Stuff like that's really cool. And then the other thing is when Ray Liotta's getting the snot beat out of him. I watched this movie with headphones on purpose because I had read somewhere in the 2 years it took to get to this film again that if you really want to really dial in the sound, so I threw my headphones on and watched it, and this scene was crazy.
Yeah, like you could hear it in a
Squishy.
couple of those hits. Like you could hear the bones crunching.
Crunchy and squishy.
It was
But to go off of that and just to get to like the end of the movie, like that whole thing of like the political like commentary like in the background, I love that this entire ending scene is set to like Obama's like speech of hope while Brad Pitt is like, no, the American dream is fucking dead. Pay me, you piece of shit.
Right.
Like I just killed 3 people for you. Pay me.
And then the blurb about Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah. It's like,
It's so good. It's like it was just a rich wine snob who was tired of paying taxes to the Brits, so he riled up the lower people,
right,
and you know,
and submitted his own children to slavery. And he's like, he wrote down some pretty words that got stupid people to act for him, and then like what did he do?
I like that they say what he says, you know, with the slave girl or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that they say that because people don't talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like they put it in a movie that it has Obama in it and talking about. I thought that was cool because it was like
it was such a cool way to end it.
Well, and just the contrast again, the contrast between the first black president and back in time when they were not treated as people. So it was kind of like a good reminder of like
here's where we are. Here's where we
are.
from.
Here's where we were. But the same stuff is like it's the same stuff happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely showing like the world of politics is like this different level than what's happening.
Because like Obama's doing his whole like we are one nation, we are one people, and we're going into the future with hope.
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, and then Brad Pitt's like, dude, the fucking world is over. Everything sucks. Like the American dream is dead. Like everything's garbage. And I'm like, it's such a fun like comparison between like, yeah, we're going into the era of hope, and Brad Pitt being like, nah, everything's the fucking same. Everything sucks.
And you have to do it to yourself. You're the only one looking out for you. And, you know, choices can lead to getting shot with a slug out of a shotgun from across the parking lot.
Yeah. But
Allegedly. Thank you.
But ending your movie on, now fucking pay me.
It's good.
Greatest
Good
final line of a movie.
But, you know, you guys know my personality. You can see why I like this movie a lot.
It's definitely a Michael movie.
Like, I like this more than
Dragged Across
Concrete?
Concrete?
than that one. Just because like I like the dialogue.
Now stay tuned as they just hurt my feelings for 25 minutes.
No.
Now we're gonna get hit.
Now we're gonna get shot in a parking lot. No, but like I like this one. I like the dialogue. Yeah, the movie made me feel disgusting, but I feel like again that was kind of the point.
It's kind of the point.
So like, you know, I can't fault the movie for being what it is because it is what it is. But
it does it does what it sets out to be well.
Right.
And better than some other movies that they didn't try to brighten it at all. It's like, and they didn't, like, there's some funny thing, like, some of the stuff they're talking about is funny, but there's no jokes. We don't have the comedic relief character. You don't need that. Like, they don't have those people in the, you know.
Yeah, because that's not how real life mobsters work.
That's not how real life works.
But yeah, and I mean, it's like I feel like if this was any longer than it was, I wouldn't be saying like, yeah, no, this was a good like sit down movie. Like if this was like 2 hours long, I'd be like, all right, get to the fucking point.
Right.
Like, if you're gonna tell me a straightforward narrative, tell me it in a short time, and I'll enjoy it. But if you're gonna stretch this out over like 2.5 hours, I'd be like, all right, guys.
Which a lot of movies do. They're like, oh, well, a drama needs to be 2 hours and a half minimum. It's like,
does it have to?
No, because then it just slogs on and on, kind of like what I'm doing with this podcast. I'm just slogging on.
We're just padding the runtime.
Pad that runtime.
Allegedly.
All right. I think we've said allegedly as many times as we can.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll pretty much do it for our second attempt at killing them softly.
Hope this works.
Our last attempt.
Yeah,
hope we hit all the right buttons.
Yeah, in about 6 weeks, if this episode's out, you know it was a success.
Remember,
6 weeks.
If you're going to do any killing, do it softly.
Yeah.
Do it
Pretend like you're in a library.
Kill them softly.
Patoo. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Goodbye. Just like sawed off shotgun.
Patooey.
Yeah, just put that in post, just like the whole screen. Just